Thanks for joining us on this Feel Good Friday. I'm Chivon Kloepfer.
It makes people happy.
Coming up on Catching Up with Kloepfer.
I said, bring $20. And they're like, why? And I said, you'll know when you get here. So they all brought $20. And I said, give me your 20, which I remember that conversation. They're like, no. And I'm like, no, I swear it's good. We pooled our money and we went out and we just passed things forward. We bought coffee. We did different, small things. And we felt great afterwards.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Catching Up with Kloepfer. I'm Chivon Kloepfer. I'm a news anchor here at WLNS TV6 in Lansing, Michigan, and we are coming to you from our digital studio on WLNS Plus, so thank you for watching. This is a show that we created where I've been here for about 14 years now, and I have interviewed so many great people, and so this is the perfect opportunity for me to catch up with people that I have not talked to maybe in years and see what they're up to now and replay some old stories and sort of get reaction. And so my guest today is the one and only Bobby Hoffman. Hello, Bobby.
Hello. I can't believe it's been 14 years that you've been here.
Yes, I know.
Time just goes by so fast.
It's been awesome, too. I feel like I've done everything at the station. I've done every shift I think there is possible. So it's great. And now this is something new that we get to do this year.
And I love it because you're so good at interviewing people. You don't interview people, actually, Chivon. You talk to people. And that's what separates you from other journalists.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you. Well, we met when I was on the morning show.
Yeah.
And Evan Pincinel, one of the former anchors,
Yeah.
was I think what connected us. And I remember vividly, I thought it was the coolest thing. I thought I was going to be flying in the bubble with Galinda for Wicked, but I actually went backstage with Alphaba when she was getting her makeup on, and I got to do that interview. And you set that up for me, and I loved it.
Yeah, Wicked, amazing show, and the movies are incredible. And yeah, there were so many opportunities when I was at Wharton Center to really get behind the scenes and take a look, and it really transforms how you look at a show. I mean, there's so much excitement that goes on behind the stage that you don't even see, when you're looking at the stage and looking at the show. And you got to see that and experience that and know the complicated process it is to put on that paint and how long it takes, and then taking it off and removing it and what that's like.
Right. It was really cool. I should have said from the Wharton Center. That's how we met, was initially with the Wharton Center in East Lansing.
I was there 24 and a half years. So
yes. And so sort of the new development is that you retired recently. So what was sort of the thought process from that?
I did. Well, I was there for 24 and a half years. I love Wharton Center. I love everything about it. I had the best job in the world as the publicist. I started here at TV6 doing the morning show.
Right.
And, actually producing the morning show, then reporter, and then anchor, and then anchor for the morning, and then was recruited to Wharton. So I did that for a long time. I loved it. Publicity was so much fun, getting to travel to New York, meeting all the people that put on these great Broadway shows.
Yes.
But a couple of years ago, I noticed something happening, and it probably happens to a lot of people. You start getting on autopilot. You've done it before. You know what to do. Mm-hmm. It's easy in a sense. There's a lot to do, and it's not easy.
No.
But it's easy. You know what to expect.
It's safe.
It's safe.
Yeah.
And I was in a position to really make a change, make a move. And I thought long and hard about, okay, what do I want next? I wanted that excitement back. I wanted that nervousness back of like, what is that like? And I was in a position to do that. And so I evaluated everything and I thought, this is the time to jump and do something. The last chapter of my career life, I want to make it good. And if you know me, Chivon, I'm all about helping other people. Mm-hmm. And that has been a mainstay in my life. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I want to do more of that. Now, I have to say, I feel like I did that at Wharton Center, too, because theater changes people. Yeah. Even if you don't like a show, you talk about the show. You leave and you say, I didn't like that. I didn't know anything about it, and you have a dialogue about it, mm-hmm. which is great. If you love a show, it literally can viscerally change you. It can change the direction of your path, your mm-hmm. life path. So I love that part of it. And that is what gets me up in the morning. I want to help people. I want people to discover the true beauty of life. And I've been so fortunate and so blessed in this life to experience many different things, many hard things. Like my life has not been easy. It's been hard. You know, in the media, what it's like. It's crazy. But all those lessons in the media, in PR, I wanted to wrap those up and use those and take that to help other people.
You and I connect on in a lot of different ways because when COVID hit, it was hard, and I had to come to work like many people had to come to work every day. I had I think a 6-month-old at home. I was terrified working, and I was just feeling it every day. You're talking about how many people were dying. I mean, it was horrible, and I thought I got to do something, and so that's when we started Feel Good Friday. And it's still going now. It's its sixth year, and it's just amazing. And that really sort of changed me too. I mean, when I was after Evan Pincinot left, I took over Tell Me Something Good, and so that was my opportunity once a week to tell some really good news and highlight good people and just something different from the day to day. And then Feel Good Friday, and so you and I, I feel it. And the things that you say, like, I want to help you, that's what drives and feeds my soul, too.
And I love that you are in a position to do that. And that's the great thing. You know, a lot of the news is negative, right? But I guarantee you for every negative story, there's 10 positive stories that aren't being told. And you know that.
Yes.
It's about ratings. It's about a lot of other things, but we need to change the dialogue and get people talking about the good things that are happening. We are still incredibly blessed as individuals. Most of us have a roof. Most of us have dinner. Most of us wake up and go to a job. Now, there's some that aren't, but there's opportunity.
Yes.
Is what I want to say. There's opportunity to make a difference and to rise up.
Yes. And so before you retired from the Wharton Center, you started ePIFanyNow.
Yeah.
So tell us all about that for people who aren't familiar.
ePIFanyNow is spelled a little bit differently. It's EPIF, or Pass It Forward, ANYNOW, meaning you can have an epiphany, spelled a little bit differently, to do something kind to change your life and somebody else's life. And it literally was an epiphany that happened to me. I was on my way home on a Friday thinking about everything that I needed to do. Laundry and chores.
On a Friday?
You know, the weekend. And,
Right,
and you
catch
think
up.
about all that. And then I was in traffic and I was upset. And then a car cut in front of me. Whether they saw me or not, it just made me angry. And I wanted to ram the car. And I said out loud, "You weren't paying attention." And I heard a voice, Chivon, that said, "Were you paying attention?" And I listened to that voice and I was like, it doesn't matter what I was thinking. They almost cut me off. And I was talking to myself. And I think a lot of people do that. They just don't admit it. We talk to ourselves in our head all the time.
I come to very good conclusions by doing that.
Absolutely.
I work things out. Yes.
So I was working things out, right? And I heard that voice say, "Were you paying attention?" And I realized I wasn't. What was I in such a rush for? Why? I was going home on a Friday to do laundry. Right. Who cares if I'm 10 minutes late or whatever, or a second later, whatever, it doesn't matter. And it just kind of set with me. And I thought, oh my gosh, if I'm this wrapped up, then I think other people might be. So I called my friends and I said, "Hey, come over to my house tonight. We're going out." They were all excited going out. That sounded fun. I said, "We're going to do something a little different." I said, "Bring $20. And they're like, "Why?" And I said, "You'll know when you get here." So they all brought $20. And I said, "Give me your 20, which I remember that conversation. They're like, "No." And I'm like, "No, I swear it's good." We pooled our money and we went out and we just passed things forward. We bought coffee. We did different, small things. And we felt great afterwards. And what I learned is it wasn't about money. It's about time, treasure, or talent. It doesn't matter if you have any money. You have an opportunity to make somebody's life different by just smiling at them or looking them in the eye and making a connection with somebody. That's where the real power is. And when I learned that and I started practicing that, and And I surround myself with positive books. I surround myself with positive people. And it's made such a difference in my life. It's sort of like exercising, which is something I need to do.
Well,
get better at, but that's a different show.
Same here.
When you exercise daily, you build something that's incredible, right? Like you're healthy and your body shows it. When you surround yourself with positive people and you read positive things and you only intake the positive, that's something that happens too. It changes your life. So, Epiphany Now, the mission is to create a revolution of positive transformational experiences through acts of kindness. Kindness is something that we need to talk more about.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Absolutely.
And we can't be shy about it. A lot of people say, well, I do kind things all the time. I just don't want to brag about it. And my whole thing is, you got to brag about it, Chivon, because if you don't brag about it, then how will people learn about it?
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that people just pick up. It's not, unfortunately, not in our culture that it's the norm. It's not the norm.
Right.
So we need to make it the norm. And then we don't have to brag about it. We just do it. But right now, we have to brag about it in a sense of not bragging per se, but telling people like, hey, I did this and you can do this too.
Well, I think too, for some people, it's, I don't want the attention. I don't do it for the attention. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. We need to be inspired by you. So please tell your story because that will inspire others to do good things as well.
And it's not about you. It's not about me. It's about putting something out into the ethos, into the universe that makes a difference for somebody else, because we're all in this together. And it all what comes around goes around. I'm a big believer in that.
Yes.
Like what comes around goes around. If you are constantly negative, if you are mean and angry, the world's going to give you what you are. Mm-hmm. So change your attitude, change your life. And so Epiphany Now is about that. It's just encouraging people to go out and make a difference and do something kind.
And you have, so it's still going. I mean, this is a
We
thing.
started this in 2009. We get large groups of people together.
Wow.
We send them out into the community to do acts of kindness and then come back and share their story. We've done that forever. We stopped during the pandemic. We're back at it. We've changed a little bit. We encourage people to do that. But we have a week of kindness where every day of the week we celebrate a nonprofit in the community that's doing great things. And then on a Friday of that week, I think this year it's May 11th
to the 15th.
Through the 15th. On the 15th, we're going to get everyone together, all those nonprofits together, all those people that went out in the community to do kindness. We're going to get together and we're going to have a kindness party. We're going to learn about all the great people in our community that are doing things. And it's been such an amazing event year after year. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. There's something about mid-Michigan. Now, I've lived here my whole life. Mm-hmm. There's something special about mid-Michigan. And I don't know what it is, but people do get it here. People do understand the power of kindness. And I love that it's spreading.
Yeah. Well, so one thing that we were talking before we hit record was a little bit different with the ePIF Awards, or you're not doing the ePIF Awards, which was the youth passing it forward. But I've covered a couple of these stories, and so I wanted to share with our viewers a little bit of that, and then we can talk about what's coming up with that.
Can I set it up a little bit?
Yes, please.
So the youth passing it forward I was inspired because I wasn't a kid who was excelling at sports. But I noticed that a lot of kids were getting recognition because they excelled at sports. And I thought, I want to recognize kids that are doing great things without, I love sports. Great. Yeah. If you have a blessing that you can do that. But I also wanted to honor kids that were doing great things. And I learned about a little student in Howell, Michigan that wanted to pay for his classmates' lunch because he had no lunch money. And that set off a movement in Howell years ago. And that kind of was the impetus of the ePIF Award, is honoring kids who are doing things. We haven't done it recently because last year after the event, I was still working full time. This takes a lot of effort and a lot of energy to find the kids and interview them and everything. So we want to bring that back because it's important.
Okay. Well, here is, I believe this one's from 2021.
Okay.
So a little throwback.
Yeah.
Let's watch.
Feel Good Friday continues with an opportunity for you to do something nice for kids in mid-Michigan who are passing it forward in their communities. They're being highlighted by a local nonprofit, ePIFanyNow, which will choose one student or group to win its annual award. And that's where you come in.
I wanted to create something that could be helpful to them and helping them grow and give them a bigger village and provide them opportunities.
Asia Jones from Mason High School is the founder and director of Garden of Hope, a nonprofit offering a leadership and development program to girls in grades 8 through 12.
I knew that anything would help. You know, I knew that if I raised a couple $100s.
Ava Abood from Hazlitt Middle School raised $8,000 for the Capital Area Humane Society when this year's annual fundraiser got postponed.
I just want to help, and it brings me joy to help people.
An 11-year-old Naya Handy started Scarves for the Homeless. She knits scarves, sells handmade jewelry, and buys gift cards to give away to those less fortunate. They are just 3 of 10 finalists for this year's 2020 YPIF Award, which stands for Youth Passing It Forward. The winner gets $500.
We're so proud of each and every one of you.
Bob Hoffman is the founder of ePIFanyNow. Its mission?
To create a revolution of positive transformational experiences through acts of kindness.
And to recognize and help kids in Michigan who are doing nice things for others.
I wanted to give them a platform that would allow them to expand and grow what their idea is and create.
Tell others about it!
Sarah Vaughn's first graders at Lansing Christian School won the YPIF Award last year. Her classes packed food bags for the nonprofit Weekend Survival Kits and made this infomercial about it.
Just kind of spreading the word of not only like this organization, but also like of just the need in the community. We looked up the schools that like that Weekend Survival Kits serves and made a map to show like these are kids like right around you. Like not just in some other country far away, like right here.
You can collect spare change.
If you teach a kid at a young age to have empathy, to know that they can make a difference, they'll spend their entire life making a difference. And that is the most important thing ever.
A lesson nominee, 9-year-old Ella Parker, has already learned, volunteering with Shiawassee Respite, visiting housebound adults and giving their caregivers a break.
So what have you learned from your time volunteering there, Ella?
It's easy to be kind.
It's easy to be kind. Well said.
You're such a good storyteller.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm inspired by looking at it, and as I was watching it, I'm like, we need to do something this year. Like we need to do something this year. You know, we just have to do something because it's so important to reach kids.
Well, and to start it early, you know. And I was the same way. I didn't really grow up in a family that volunteered places. It was, I mean, I wasn't exposed to that, and now I'm 40 and I'm like, man, I got to get out there and do things. So I love the idea of recognizing the kids that are doing it. It's so funny. Naya Handy, I didn't realize that I mentioned her years ago, but I did a story with her this past year because she, at 16, for years now, has been collecting Halloween costumes and donating those.
Oh my gosh.
Every year. And I think she gave over 600, and they were all gone at this past year's thing. So it's just, anyway, that I was like, I know Naya Handy.
Yeah, I mean, all these kids, they're just, they've done something that made a difference. And so the thing is, they might not even know who they've touched or how they've made a difference. Mm-hmm. But I guarantee they've made a difference in somebody's life. And, you know, we all have somebody in our lives that has done that. Your first boss, your teacher in school, mm-hmm. a friend. We've all had people that do that. And so I just think life's short and we need to celebrate people that are on a mission to do that.
I love it. I agree. Okay, I want to talk because we got about 5 minutes left, but I want to talk about the new business that you started since you retired from Wharton and you've launched yourself into something new.
Yeah. So for the last 3 years, I've been doing small little workshops, putting them out online and having people come to them. And it came to that thing where I told you that, you know, I was on autopilot mm-hmm. and I wasn't really life was fine, life was good, but it wasn't exciting. And I thought, I want to make something exciting. And I really felt compelled to be a teacher, to help people who may have gone through something that I've went through in the past and expand that knowledge to them. Talk about emotional intelligence, talk about work stress, talk about leadership skills, talk about customer service, things that I'm passionate about. And so I went on a mission for the last 2 years of studying all those things and wrote a customer service manual with 6 pillars of exceptional customer service after studying Disney and Ritz-Carlton and Zingerman's and mine's a little bit different. So I wrote that.
I love that you did that because can I just
Yeah.
really say really fast? When I go to Meijer, whatever the store is, and there's a cashier that is nice, I mean, I go to the car and think, holy cow, that person was lovely. And it just reminded me of, man, we must not get that interaction very often anymore. If I am taking a moment in my car to go, man, I really liked that person.
It's amazing what happens. You will, knowing that, you will probably go back to the same restaurant if you experience that. You'll go back to the same store if you experience that. Even if the products that they sell may be subpar to what you can get, that interaction with an individual is going to make a difference for you. And you're going to talk about it. And talking is the best form of advertising. And so there's a lot of great customer service platforms out there that teach great customer service, but we do it a little bit different. We talk about external customer service, but internal customer service. How are you treating your employees? And how can you become closer to your employees and work as a cohesive team and make them excited to be where they are and excited to make a difference and do something that expands your company forward?
Yes. Okay. I see.
So-
I took it on a different level, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So what level did you take it on?
Well, no, I thought you were, just trying to teach people how to be nicer. And,
which is great, which is nice is great. But so many of us are in situations in life where we take a job because we just need a paycheck.
Yes.
And I would argue that that's not the way to live life. So find what you're passionate about. So I try to help people find what they're passionate about. I'm a coach.
Yes,
I'm a
love
coach.
That. Okay.
I'm a coach.
Did we say so? Thought partner services.
Because I want to be a thought partner. I don't do the work. You do the work, but let me help you do the work. Let me be there to guide you and listen to you and maybe help redirect you or maybe help you think of things that you haven't thought of before. So we have small workshops. We do customer service training. We do leadership training, which is huge.
That's very important. Yeah.
So thoughtpartnerservices.com. You can take a look at there. We do a host of different things, and I'm really excited because it's taking off. I'm starting to do this, and I'm passionate about it. I think you can kind of feel that.
I can. I love that you a lot of people I think can relate to. I'm in a safe spot, and you were in a safe spot with the Wharton Center, and you thought, I know I've got more in me, and I want to use the word brave enough to close that wonderful chapter and take this leap into the unknown. I mean, good for you, because that's really hard to do.
It's really hard to do. But when you have a thought partner and you have somebody there that says, Chivon, live your dream, because tomorrow it might be too late.
Yeah.
And I think that had something to do with it too, is that, the pandemic, we lost people. We lost people we love, and we realized that life is really short. Do I want to live the rest of my life doing something that I'm not crazy about or I've lost the passion for, or do I want to go back and do something different? So many of our nervous systems are just on overload. Demands of kids, demands of jobs, demands of spouse, demands of everything. We're so just to the core of trying to survive. And so what I help people do is slow down, and I help people determine what is it they want to do? What is it that lights their fire? And then help them get that spark back and guide them into doing what they want to do.
And it's never too late.
It's never too late. I've had 90-year-old women and men in my workshops before. I love that because you know what? At 95, you still have something that you can do. That's why you're here. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual, and I believe that we're all here for a reason, to make a difference, to do something. No matter how old you are, you have the power to do something.
I feel better just talking to you, Bobby.
Well, I'm glad.
It was so good catching up with you.
It's so great to talk to you, and I'm so proud of you. And thank you for making a difference, and thank you for Feel Good Fridays and Tell Me Something Good.
Aww, Thank
It,
you.
it makes a difference. And I know that the viewers out there will agree with me.
Thank you, Bobby. I really appreciate you.
And that's our show for today. You can watch Catching Up with Kloepfer every Friday here on WLNS Plus. But I'm not done just yet. Stick around after the break as we work on finding families for one of the thousands of children in Michigan's foster care system right now who are looking for their forever home. We'll be right back. I'm a mom of 3, and it breaks my heart knowing there are so many children here in Michigan in foster care who are searching for their forever family. So every week on Catching Up with Kloepfer, we are going to do what we can in hopes of finding families for children in this state who are looking for a permanent, loving home right now. This segment is thanks to a partnership with a nonprofit called Grant Me Hope, which interviews children in foster care to learn more about them, their likes, their goals, and their dreams of finding a new family. Here's this week's child.
Hi, I'm Tyler. I'm 16 and I'm in grade 9. What I mostly do for fun is watch TV and play imaginary. I'm good at checkers and chess. I like to be in a chess club one day. I love puzzles. And when I'm with my friends, we like to do imagination. We pretend that we're fighting bad guys. My favorite subject is science. I love cats because they're cute, fuzzy, and they let me hold them. I love cheetahs. Did you know they can outbeat a car? I act funny. What makes the waterbed bouncier? Spring water. I want to live in Florida because it's hot, and they have Spider-Man ice cream, and they have Superman ice cream. When I grow up, I'm going to be my friend's general. I want to live for him as a general. I'll just search out in the real world. I feel safe when people give me hugs and cuddle me and let me use their arm as a seatbelt. I feel safe knowing that someone's there when I'm sleeping.